understand working principle of three-phase induction motor, first we need to understand what is rotating magnetic field. So as we have seen in previous lecture, the three-phase supply is given to the three-phase stator winding of this motor. Then this three-phase supply produces the magnetic field which is rotating in nature, and whose magnitude can be calculated with the help of the waveform equations for each phase. So like for the reference phase X, we have considered X, Y, Z. For the reference phase, the magnitude of the flux is given by phi x is equal to phi m sin omega t, and for next page Y, phi y is equal to phi m sin omega t minus 120 degree, and for Z phase, phi z is equal to phi m sin omega t minus 240. So for this phasor, the waveform or the phasor diagram can be drawn, or from this waveform we can write these equations. So what this waveform is for three-phase supply. As we have considered X phase, which is starting from origin, so it will start from 0, then 180 degree, it will complete its first half cycle, and the next half cycle will be at 360 degree. Similarly, Y phase, which will start 120 degree back to the X phase, and Z phase, which will start 240 degree from the X phase. So similarly for that, we can draw this phasor diagram. This X, Y, sorry here, Y and Z. Each phase having the equal magnitude and displace each other by 120 degree. So from this waveform or phasor diagram, we have considered different instances. So there are 4 instances we have considered. First instance for 0 degree, second for 30 degree, third for 60 degree, and fourth for 90 degree. So this fourth one is exactly middle of this half waveform. Purna waveform 180 degree चे असेल तर त्याचा half किती असेल 90 degree, and we have splitted this 90 degree into 4 parts. So one difference between any two will be 30 degree. So at first instant we put omega t is equal to 0, then we get this type of magnitudes, and the resultant is 1.5 times phi, and resultant flux is exactly in between x and z and negative of y, because the polarity for this y phase is negative in this case. At instant 2 we put omega t is 30 degree, then after putting 30 degree the angle in all these three phases equation, then we get the magnitude same as the previous one, 1.5 times phi m. And if we plot phasor diagram for these three magnitudes, then we get that the resultant flux phi r is exactly on the negative axis of the phase y. So this is on the y phase. So rotated by 30 degree in clockwise direction. At instant 3, omega t is 60 degree. Then again we put all this magnitude. We observe that the resultant flux is in between phase x and negative of y. So again rotated by 30 degree. And at fourth instant 90 degree, we have observed that the resultant flux is exactly on the x axis, x phase axis. Right? So this is what at different instant we have seen that the magnetic field, resultant magnetic field is rotating in nature. So that's why we conclude that whenever three-phase supply is given to the three-phase stator winding, then the magnetic flux is rotating, whose magnitude is given by 1.5 times phi m, where phi m is the maximum flux, and the angle by which it rotates will be 30 degree. So this is why these are the expressions and different instants we can consider to observe how the magnetic field is rotating in nature. So I hope that you understood this concept, why the magnetic field is rotating in nature. It will not ask in exam, but you should know what is the why the magnetic field is rotating in nature. These formulas you have to remember. These are basic 3-page formulas, their waveform and phasor diagram. So this already we have studied in first year. Then only here what we did, we consider a different instant. So we put the value of omega t, that is the angle, and different instant, and then we have calculated resultant flux. So at the time of writing the principle of operation for 3-phase induction motor, we have to write some points about rotating magnetic field. If the question asks, explain the working principle of 3-phase induction motor, so at that time you have to mention some points from this rotating magnetic field concept. Okay, then speed of rotating magnetic field. So I think this we have covered also. So the ns nothing but the synchronous speed at which the magnetic field rotates, right? N suffix s, which will be a synchronous speed. ज्या स्पीड ने magnetic field rotate होते. आता जे instant आपण consider केले, तर त्या instant मध्ये काय दिसतं आपल्याला की magnetic field rotate होते. So at what speed this magnetic field is rotating? So it can be denoted by ns. So we have considered 4 instant. So for completing one complete instant, it will require 13 such instant. Right? So if you have to rotate the complete one revolution, then we have to consider 13 such a instant. And in the previous case, we have seen only one quarter cycle of rotation for the alternating current Ix. Again, we have considered 2-pole stator winding. So for one revolution, it will require 1 cycle of current. A 2-pole induction motor साठी जेव्हा one revolution करायचं असेल त्याच्या वेळेला एक complete cycle घेईल current ची. If you consider 4-pole stator winding, so it will require to complete one revolution in 2 cycle of current. Whenever there are 4-pole machine, then for completing one revolution, then it will require 2 cycle of current. 2 cycle of current means what? This is what? One cycle, consisting of one positive half and one negative. So such a 2 cycles will be required to complete one revolution whenever there is a 4-pole machine. So if you want to generalize, then you will consider p poles. Number of poles will be p, capital P, and to make one revolution, it will require p/2 cycles of current. So in terms of formula, we can write cycle of current, which is equal to p/2 into revolutions of field. Right? Number of poles divided by 2 multiplied by revolutions of field. And in case of per second, so we will consider revolutions of field also in per second. Now we will convert into minutes. So when we convert into minutes, then revolutions per minute ns we have to divide by 60. Then we can convert into minutes. So the frequency cycle of per second is nothing but frequency. Cycle of current per second, it is nothing but what? Frequency. आपण फ्रिक्वेन्सीची डेफिनेशन करतो त्यावेळेला म्हणतो की नंबर ऑफ सायकल्स पर सेकंड, इट इज कॉल्ड एज द फ्रिक्वेन्सी. सो वी कॅन मार्क दिस टर्म एज अ फ्रिक्वेन्सी f denoted by f, and that is equal to p/2, and revolutions of field per minute, that is ns by 60. Then we have nsp by 120. Right? So rearrange this and we can calculate the formula for ns. That ns is equal to 120f by p, where ns is synchronous speed, ap is the stator supply frequency, and p be the number of poles, and that will be measured in rpm. So this is what the formula for calculating the speed at which the rotating magnetic field is rotate. So in this way we can calculate that. Now as we know, in India we have three-phase supply and there is a color coding R, Y and B. R for red, Y for yellow and B for blue. R, Y, B. Right? This is the standard phase sequence in India and the frequency of supply is 50 Hz. Okay, so instead of that, here we have considered X, Y, Z. So this is the standard sequence. For example, X, Y, Z. This is the original sequence. X is the reference, Y lag by 120 degree and Z lag by 240 degree. So this is the standard sequence, for example. Now, if we interchange any two phases from this sequence, so it is observed that the direction of rotation for the field is reversed, right? And the field rotates counterclockwise rather than clockwise. Initially, for example, at XYZ sequence, the magnetic field is rotating clockwise. Then if we interchange any two phases or we interchange the sequence XYZ, at that time the rotation of magnetic field is also reverse. And now it will rotate in counterclockwise instead of clockwise. However, the number of poles and the speed at which the magnetic field rotates remains same. The rotation will be same, their speed will be same, only it will change its direction. Thus, if you want to reverse the rotation of the motor, we simply want to interchange any two phases or we want to interchange the sequence. Right? As we shall see, the rotor in three-phase induction motor runs in the same direction as that of the rotating magnetic field, and their direction of rotation can be reversed by interchanging any two of three phases. That will see. Okay, so this is the topic final, how the rotor rotates, right? So this is principle of operation. So now previously we have seen all the concepts that will be related to the working of three-phase induction motor. Obviously, the actual working principle for any type of motor is what? The current carrying conductor placed in magnetic field, it experiences a force, whose direction is given by Fleming's left-hand rule, and the cause producing it opposes that cause. This is stated by Lenz's law. So these both law plays an important role in the operation of motor. Okay, now let us see. In construction, we have seen the cross section of the motor. So in that case, there is a stator and rotor. The stator having three-phase supply, three-phase winding, either star connected or delta connected, and the rotor is having the number of conductors. That in case of squirrel cage, there will be copper bars which are short circuited by end rings, and in wound type rotor there will be similar winding as that on the stator. Okay, so this is one representation of the principle of operation. Excuse me. Okay, so let us see point by point. So if you see this diagram, so this is the rotation of the stator field. So here this will be a stator part and this will be a rotor part. So when a three-phase supply is given to the three-phase stator winding, it will produces the magnetic field which is rotating in nature. And the speed at which the magnetic field rotates is called synchronous speed that can be calculated by 120 F by P. If this is a 50 Hertz motor and the number of poles are 4, then what will be the speed? Ns, what will be the speed? This will be a 30 and 1500. So this will be the speed of rotation for the magnetic field. So in this way, we have to calculate the speed at which the magnetic field rotates. That we have seen in the previous topic. The rotating field passes through air gap and cuts the rotor conductor. Now, as this rotating field is changing with respect to time, so it will pass through the air gap and the rotor conductor will cut this magnetic field because the rotor conductors are stationary. And as the rotor conductors are stationary, there will be a relative speed or relative motion between the rotating flux and the stationary rotor. Look at this point. Imagine that three-phase supply is given to the stator winding. Stator winding is producing rotating magnetic field, and as the magnetic field rotating, therefore E is equal to d phi by dp. Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction. So this role, law plays a role here. So due to that, there will be induced EMF in the rotor conductors. Why there will be induced EMF? Because there is a relative motion between the rotating magnetic field and the stationary rotor. Since the rotor is short circuited, that means there is a closed winding, so it will circulate currents in the rotor conductors. As the rotor conductor is carrying current, so that conductor will produce magnetic field around the stator, and consequently a mechanical force will be developed in the rotor conductors, right? As we know, whenever a current carrying conductor is placed in magnetic field, it experiences a force. This happens due to the interaction between the magnetic field produced by a current carrying conductor and the magnetic field produced by the electromagnets. So there will be a two magnetic field, so there will be a force of attraction or repulsion. So that's why a uniform torque is developed and the rotor tries to move in certain direction. The fact is that here the rotor is urged to follow the stator field. That is, the rotor moves in the same direction as that of the rotating magnetic field. And this can be explained by Lenz's law. As I said, here Lenz's law plays an important role. What Lenz's law says, first of all, that you should know. So we have also seen that in DC motor. Lenz's law says that the cause producing the induced EMF, and the Lenz's law says that cause that producing the field, it will oppose the same cause, and that's why there will be opposition in the resultant cause. That is what here, how we can apply Lenz's law to the rotation of three-phase induction motor. As we know, as the rotor induces magnetic field, and this induced magnetic field is due to the relative motion between the stator field and the stationary rotor. Now here the cause producing them is nothing but the relative speed between the rotating field and stationary rotor conductor. EMF induce ज्यामुळे होतोय त्या कॉजला परत ते करंट जे सेटअप होतं ते करंट त्या कॉजला अपोज करतो. That is what the Lenz's law. So here, what is the cause that producing the EMF? The cause is nothing but the relative speed between rotating field and stationary. म्हणजे दोघांमध्ये जे रिलेटिव्ह स्पीड आहे, रोटेटिंग मॅग्नेटिक फील्ड ही रोटेट होते d∅dt, and this rotor is stationary. Rotor is stationary. So that's why EMF is induced in the rotor conductor. त्यामुळेच रोटर कंडक्टर मध्ये EMF इंड्यूस होते. जर दोघांमधली जी रिलेटिव्ह स्पीड आहे तो 0 झाला, म्हणजे दोघं एकाच स्पीडला रोटेट व्हायला लागले, तर त्यामुळे तेव्हा EMF इंड्यूस नाही होणार. So that is the cause, right? So according to Lenz's law, the current will set up in the rotor conductor, and that current will oppose the cause, and the cause is nothing but the relative speed between rotating field and stationary rotor conductor. So to oppose this cause, the rotor will move in the same direction as that of the rotating wheel. तर त्या कॉजला अपोज करायचं म्हणजे काय, तो जो रिलेटिव्ह स्पीड आहे त्या रिलेटिव्ह स्पीडला कमी करायचं, राईट? त्या रिलेटिव्ह स्पीडला कमी करायचं म्हणजे काय, त्या कमी करण्यासाठी काय मग रिझल्टंट रोटर will move in the same direction as that of the rotating magnetic. It will always try to achieve the speed at which the magnetic field rotates. Hence, to reduce the relative speed, the rotor start running in the same direction as that of the stator field, and always tries to catch up this speed. So this is why the rotor rotates in three-phase induction motor. But what happens when the rotor rotating normally, then it cannot achieve the speed at which the magnetic field rotates. Look at this point. Because when the rotor rotates in the same direction, same rotation speed at which the magnetic field rotates, there will be no induced EMF, right? Induced EMF will be 0. So again the induced EMF will be 0. So that's why again there will be no rotor currents, there will be no rotor torque. So again rotor speed will decrease, and as the rotor speed will decrease, again there will be a relative motion, again there will be induced EMF, there will be current, there will be torque, again rotor will accelerate. So resultant what happens, the rotor rotates the speed which will be less than the synchronous speed. It cannot achieve the synchronous speed. So this is what the principle of operation for three-phase induction. Again we can understand it by these diagrams. So here the direction of rotating magnetic field, for example, it is setting up the S pole. These are the rotor conductors inducing EMF due to this rotating magnetic field. Then as the rotor current induced in the rotor conductor, so it is denoted by cross convention. So this rotor conductor will set up its magnetic field, it will be in clockwise direction. So due to this interaction between the rotor magnetic field and the stator magnetic field, there will be a unidirectional torque developed, and then rotor will move in the same direction as that of the rotating magnetic field. So these diagrams you have to draw while explaining the principle of operation for three-phase induction motor. So you can refer these books